Welcome to PTE Updates. For more videos, subscribe our channel.
The image illustrates the distribution of world's water. Of around 1.38 billion cubic kilometer total water, only 2.5% is fresh water and remaining salt water. Glaciers and permanent slow make up the majority, 68.7% of the fresh water, while groundwater is the next big chunk at 30.06%. Ground ice and permafrost, lakes, soil, wetlands, rivers etc. hold the remaining fresh water. In conclusion, one can say the fresh water is very rare.
The image illustrates the share of various countries in the global GDP by PPP in the year 2011. The six biggest economies, US, Russia, UK, China, India and Japan, have the biggest share. USA and China account for over 15% each, followed by India, UK, Japan and Russia at around 3.5%. Other countries such as Australia, Brazil, Canada also have a share ranging from 1 to 3.5%. African and Southern American countries have the minimum share. It is evident that there is a wide disparity in GDP across the world.
The image illustrates the unemployment rates for various degree and diploma holders and also shows their median weekly earnings. It is obvious that holders of a professional degree have highest weekly earnings of $1,735 and least unemployment rate of 2.1%. This is followed by doctoral degree holders, master's degree holders and bachelor degree holders. Those who hold only a high school diploma or lesser have high unemployment of 8.3 to 12.4% and income as low as $471. Thus, there is a clear correlation between level of education and earnings.
The map shows the projected change in cereal production volumes in the year 2080. While a large part of Africa is not suitable for cereal production, it is encouraging to notice that a large number of areas will have an increase of 25% or more and several other areas will see an increase of 5 to 25%. A few areas will also register a drop in production ranging from 5 to 25%. Special attention should therefore be given to areas which will see more than 50% fall in production.
The graph compares the sunrise and sunset timings over a period of 1 year. Around November, sun rises at around 7:12 a.m. and sets before 4:48 p.m. Sunrise timing reaches its lowest of 4:48 a.m. in the middle of the year in June, and in the same month sunset reaches its highest of 9:36 p.m. After June, sunset timings start to decrease and sunrise timings start to increase till the rest of the year. In conclusion, one can say that the sunrise and sunset timings follow a very well-defined pattern.
The graph compares the number of users in millions of various technology types. It is obvious that telephone has the highest number of users at 8 million, followed by TV at 6 million, and computer users are almost half of telephone users at just over 4 million. Radio has over 3 million users, iPod 1 million, and around 500,000 use a webcam. In conclusion, one can say that television by far remains the most used technology.
The diagram illustrates the role of energy in human life. Human beings consume chemical energy in the form of food such as carbohydrates and fats. This is converted to ATP, which body uses, and the rest is eliminated as waste in the form of carbon dioxide and water, or dissipated as heat from the body. ATP runs the metabolism process, which also releases heat energy from the body. It is evident that the body has a very sound mechanism for processing food and converting it to energy for our various activities.
The graph illustrates how many years on average it takes to double a population. In 1715 it took 544 years to double the population to 0.75 billion. In 1804 this fell down to 304 years, in 1881 to 166 years, and the downward trend continued till 1999, when it took only 39 years to double the population. This trend is likely to continue with only minor changes in future. In conclusion, one can say that as time moves on, the time to double population decreases significantly.
The map highlights the cities with a population of 1 million or more in the year 2006. It is immediately obvious that China has the highest number of such cities, followed by India and European countries. Africa has a few such cities, mostly around the coast. USA and South America also have many such cities. Australia has only a handful of cities with population more than 1 million. In conclusion, we can say Asian countries have the most populated cities.
The diagram illustrates the life cycle of a frog. A frog's life journey starts as an egg which turns into an embryo, which then starts to develop gills, mouth and glands in the tadpole stage. Tadpoles attach themselves to substrate and gradually their mouth, skin, teeth and limbs grow up. In the final stages, the tadpole changes into young frog with the tail, which finally turns into an adult frog once the tail disappears. In conclusion, the diagram makes it clear that the development of a frog is a very complicated process.
The graph shows the precipitation and temperature in the Manaus-Amazonas, Brazil region during the year. In January the region has around 250 millimeters of rainfall and temperature around 26 degrees. The rainfall increases each month till March, when it reaches the maximum of 300 millimeters, while the temperatures stay almost constant till June. Rainfall starts decreasing after that till August, while temperature reaches a highest of around 27.5 degrees in October. It is evident from the graph that the temperature and rainfall follow a well-defined pattern.
The graph shows the population changes in Thorlby for the period 1870 to 2010. Thorlby had a population of around 175 in 1870, but this kept decreasing till it reached its minimum of 125 in 1950. After 1950 there was a sharp increase and population touched 325 in around 1960. There was another sharp change, a decline this time, after 1970 and population reached 150 in 2010. It is clear from the graph that the period from 1950 to 1970 was a period of major change in Thorlby.
The bar graph compares the percent population living in urban areas in different regions of the world in 3 years 1950, 2007 and 2030 in future. In 1950, Africa and Asia had a similar 15–17% living in cities, compared to much higher 42, 51 and 64 for Latin America, Europe, and North America. By 2030 it is expected that more than 50% of Asia and Africa will live in urban areas, while in North America the number will touch 87%. The world average will also cross more than 50%. It is evident from the graph that the urban population landscape pattern will not change much in the years to come.
The maps show how the closed forest and extreme desert areas have changed on Earth from thousands of years ago to present time. In the last glacial maximum region, more than half the planet was extreme desert and only small parts had forests. This changed significantly in the early Holocene period, in which only a small part in Asia was a desert. As per the present potential vegetation period, some parts in Africa are now extreme deserts, while the green cover has remained more or less the same. The increasing desert areas in present times raises a serious concern about